The chair of the Republican National Committee, Ronna McDaniel, appeared on Fox News with Maria Bartiromo for a very bonkers conversation, as we're about to see. And the discussion, the subject matter of the clip I'm going to show you is Maria Bartiromo talking with Ronna McDaniel about the fake electors scheme, and specifically the fact that some of these fake electors are being criminally charged because they engaged in a conspiracy to defraud the United States and put forward a fraudulent slate of electors to say, actually, Trump won the election. We promise. And you should count us as the lawful electors. And we're going to put forward forms that claim us to be the rightful, lawful electors when we're absolutely not. And so they are being prosecuted for it. Okay. Well, Maria Bartiromo instead refers to them not as fake electors, but special electors, and asks Ronna McDaniel, how on earth could they be getting prosecuted? This is just a horror.
People to become poll watchers. People want to know if the RNC is going to protect them. Ronna, I'd like to know what you all are doing about these people who are getting indicted because they were a special elector. I mean, I'm told that and you're talking about Michigan. The Michigan AG is going after all the Republican electors. There's an 81-year-old woman in Michigan who's looking at an indictment because she was an elector. How are you planning on getting more electors to say, yeah, okay, I'll join the group and become an elector. I'm a lawyer.
No, I think that's this whole interview, they just struggle to comprehend facts about how the law works. No, the idea is that you can't ever get someone else to do what these fake electors did. She goes, how are you going to find people in the future to put themselves forward as an elector? Well, as long as they're only being the lawful electors, they're only being the ones that are actually sent by the state through the official process, then totally fine. They should be discouraged from doing the things that these fake electors did. She goes, how are you going to find people who want to do that in the future? And then, sorry, I'll play the rest of the clip in just a moment, but what would be the point of elections if people could just say, count me, I'm the actual elector, and then there was no consequences for that? You have to hold people accountable so that we don't have situations where elections go on and then it's just a battle of who's going to be counted as the electors, even though we have an official process to choose that. Wow.
Give advice to Republicans if they're facing an indictment.
Well, we have to win, Maria, and this is part of the Democrat plan, is to put people in such jeopardy and scare them so much that they'll leave the system, that they won't be a lawyer, that they won't be an elector. This is their plan. So we have the best Senate map we're going to have in 12 years. We have to win back the Senate. We have to hold the House and keep Kevin McCarthy as Speaker. And then we have to win the White House so we can push back on these extreme Democrats who are trying to punish people for just being part of the political dialogue. And that is not good for our country. And we have to make sure that we win so we can protect these voters.
Yeah.
Would you consider it if Trump wins in 2024, as Ronna McDaniel will try to advocate for once he gets the nomination? Do you think it's just a part of the normal political dialogue if Biden got people to pretend they were the electors and then got Kamala Harris to count those during the certification process and just say, Biden won, and then Biden proclaim himself to be the president? Would that just be normal political dialogue? That would be democracy falling apart, Ronna, and that's what Trump was trying to do.
Yeah, no, it's not good. And ordinary people want to know if the RNC is going to protect them. Are you going to spend energy and time and money on that?
Absolutely. We have lawyers on the ground. We've already been there. And this is part of our Protect the Vote initiative as well, is we're going to have lawyers in every single precinct. We're going to have lawyers involved in every state. We had 19 councils last cycle. We're going to expand that. And we're going to have poll watchers and poll workers. But that is part of protecting the election. And we also have to protect people, make sure that they're not going to be penalized for being part of the political system.
You just can't attempt to defraud the United States anymore. What happened to America? Gosh, that was stunning. I have another clip in a moment to get to, but I think what betrays the true confusion or dishonesty about the subject from both Maria Bartiromo and Ronna McDaniel is that question for Maria Bartiromo. How are you going to get people who want to participate as these electors? Do you mean the fake ones? That's the idea. We don't want that. We want only the lawful electors to be the ones that proclaim themselves to be that. and sign forms claiming to be that and meet trying to get counted as that official lawful elector. Pretty stunning. Next moment on a completely different subject about the debate. Ronna McDaniel still holding out hope that Trump's going to show up.
The lineup there, I think that President Trump will not be there on the debate night. What are your thoughts on that? And who did make the debate stage?
Well, I'm still holding out hope that President Trump will come. I think it's so important that the American people hear from all the candidates. But there's a lot of candidates that have qualified. We're at 7 right now that have officially qualified with the...
Well, let's take a look at the...
It looks pretty clear that he's not going to be there. Which is unfortunate because I wanted Chris Christie to tear into him. It was going to be great to see, but that's all right. Maybe in a future debate. And this is yet another reminder, going back to the first clip, of the fact that this is the Republican Party. Some people try to make it out to be, when you'll criticize the Republican Party, as being the anti-democratic organization that it is now. They'll try to say, no, gosh, okay, maybe some people go too far and Trump says certain things and MAGA Republicans, blah, blah, blah. But that's just the fringe. The mainstream Republican Party is still reasonable. Ronna McDaniel went on with Chris Wallace on his show on CNN and refused to say that Joe Biden legitimately won in 2020. And then here, she's acting outraged that individuals who attempted to be a part of a conspiracy to defraud the United States and disenfranchise millions of voters shouldn't be held legally accountable, and is acting like that's political persecution. She is right in line with that type of rhetoric, with the fringe, as some people want to call it, of the Republican Party, meaning as the chair of the Republican National Committee, this is the mainstream Republican Party. Trump owns this party. And MAGA Republicans define it. And that cannot be forgotten. It's incredibly, incredibly anti-democratic and dangerous. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. And there's a link in the description.